Hello, everyone. Welcome back to our Thursday Acne Chats. I have a very special guest today, Alex Hernandez. She's actually joined us before, so some of you may remember her from our last chat where we talked about the new supplements from Face Reality. And there is another new product that we're going to chat about today, and it's the Barrier Balance Creamy Cleanser. I have it right here. It's in this beautiful, like pearlescent white tube. I was really lucky to get to try this for a few weeks before it came out, and it's really, really, really lovely. I don't want to dive too much into it because Alex is going to talk to us about it, but in my personal experience, it's like the best cream cleanser I've ever tried because has this really thick, creamy texture that you can really massage into the skin and it rinses clean. So I love, love, love this cleanser so far, and we're going to learn more about what makes it so special and unique and why it is especially good for dry skin and compromised skin with breakouts. But before we jump into this, welcome Alex. I would love for you to just do a quick little intro about yourself and what drew you to taking care of acne and treating acne and working for Face Reality.
Of course. Hi, everyone. If I didn't get to meet you last time, my name is Alex. I am a licensed esthetician, certified acne expert, and the lead educator here for Face Reality Skincare. I've been in the beauty industry a little over 10 years now. I think I'm coming into my 8th year of my aesthetics license, and I have been an acne expert for almost 7 of those years. So it's been a little bit of time that I've been here, but I started off in our acne clinic. So I was actually the hands-on, esthetician providing the services, taking clients through consultations and really helping them to achieve clear skin. So now, flash forward a few years, I work with more of our professional channel, just enabling other professionals to make clear skin possible for their clients.
Wonderful. Feel really lucky to have you here joining us again. Every time you talk to me, whether it's during a training or in our last live, I get so much knowledge from you. You're so knowledgeable in acne and in the Face Reality products. So let's chat about the new Barrier Balance Cleanser, what makes it so special, and why did Face Reality find it so important to bring on a cream cleanser?
Creamy cleansers have been probably the biggest ask from our channel, not just our professional channel, but our clients as well for, of course, like the better part of like maybe 2 decades now since we've been around. But it's never been something that we had, the right formula or the right person to work with. But about 2 years ago, we brought on our VP of product development, Nancy Leung. She also helped to make the supplements happen. But she was really the spearhead vision behind the Barrier Balance Creamy Cleanser, along with the rest of our product development team. So honestly, I am really glad that we waited to create this product because Nancy was the perfect person to really do this. And we've just come such a long way as a company, and we have such a better understanding after all of these years of what ingredients we love, what ingredients we don't love. So we were able to make this really like the best of one of our products. So really excited that you all are able to get this now from us. But with your Barrier Balance Creamy Cleanser, if you're used to our other cleansers, just a really quick improvement is the bottle it's in. I'm sure you guys have all seen the repackaging we're going through, but for our there it is. For our old cleansers, it's kind of like that pop top that can get clogged. But with the new cleanser and all the cleansers, as they get into the new packaging, they have this kind of top. And it has the one where it kind of like suctions itself back in so it doesn't just keep leaking out. But super convenient top, just mechanically speaking about this. But getting inside the bottle, it's just a really unique formulation. And we wanted this to be available for our clients who have always struggled with that really dry, really dehydrated skin, and more importantly, an impaired barrier. Many clients come to us already having an impaired barrier because you have, tried all the things, trying to clear acne by yourself. So you've gotten, all the strongest products you can get your hands on, or maybe you've been to a dermatologist and you've been put on a few harsh topical prescriptions. So an impaired barrier is very, very common for acne clients, and it's something that we work with on a daily basis here in our clinic. So that's really what prompted us to create this product here. Inside of it, it has a gentle cleansing agent, which is amino acid derived, where your ultra gentle cleanser is still very, very gentle, but it does have more of an emulsifying agent in it. So if you notice with the ultra gentle gel cleanser, it's a gel, so you can work it up into a really nice lather, which can be a little too strong even for, your normal to dry skin types, even though it is something gentle. But with the Barrier Balance Creamy Cleanser, this has, that amino acid cleansing agent, so it's so gentle on the skin. In addition to that amino acid cleansing agent, we also have prebiotics in this formula, and we have a hydrating and soothing blend. So if you're nerdy like me and like ingredients, we can break that down a little bit more. So that prebiotic in this product, you may be wondering, I've taken prebiotics orally. I've never put them on my skin. How does that work? But prebiotics, whether you're, applying them to the skin topically or taking them, as an prebiotic orally, they're to feed the good bacteria, because on our skin, I think we're all a little familiar with our skin's barrier. It's there to protect us. It keeps us from getting too dry. But when that barrier becomes impaired, a lot of the times it's because our microbiome is not being fully supported, because there are probably trillions of little microorganisms on our skin, covering us head to toe. Most of them, don't do any harm whatsoever. Many of them are beneficial. And then you do have some pathogenic bacteria living on you at all times. So maintaining that barrier health, and really feeding that good bacteria makes your skin healthier in general. So that's what the inulin in this does. It's derived from chicory root, but it's really there to ensure that we're feeding that good bacteria, so we can keep that skin barrier healthy. And then we have that sodium stearyl glutamate. You don't have to say that. That sodium stearyl glutamate is that amino acid gentle cleansing agent. This is just really what makes this product so effective. I don't know if you've had a chance to use it yet, but it's really good at removing your everyday makeup, tinted SPF. I even use it to take off my mascara and my eyebrow pencil. So it's still very effective, yet it's very gentle on the skin and still has some humectant properties. So it helps to, bind some moisture to your skin. And in that hydrating and soothing blend, if you've been following Face Reality for a while, you have some of our other products. You're probably very familiar with bisabolol, allantoin, and panthenol. Those are ingredients you'll see in a lot of our products, but they all work towards soothing the skin. They help to bind moisture and hydration and just calm everything down. So that's part of that soothing blend. And then we also have jojoba esters, which are a really nice plant-based emollient. So this really helps to bind that moisture to make sure the skin barrier is healthy. And then a new ingredient for us is Centella asiatica extract. So that's another really cool one that's new. So that one is really used for hydration. That one really helps to bind the skin, and all of these working together really help to support that barrier health. Because when you're working with anything, whether you're an acne client, an age management client, or you just have, normal lucky skin, you need to maintain barrier. That's really the foundation of what, all of us as humans have to do. We have to maintain that barrier in our skin. And this Barrier Balance Creamy Cleanser is, the first step and an excellent step in doing so.
So, how do you know if you have barrier impaired skin or if you have a sensitive skin type?
Yeah, so there's a couple of ways to look at this. So sensitive skin, a lot of people are just sensitive skin. Maybe they have a really high, trying to think of the scientific word for it. It's a histamine reaction, but it's, you might know what I'm talking about. Dysochromia, D something.
Oh, I know what you're talking about, but that term
Okay,
is gone in
but
my brain.
no, I know there's a word, but it's more commonly known as the histamine reaction. So a lot of
Mhm.
people are just sensitive. I have my older sister, for example, her entire life, she's never been able to use anything. She always has to use the plainest, gentlest thing just because she is that sensitive. A lot of people think they're sensitive, but they're really sensitized. And that can come as a part of an impaired barrier because you've been using, maybe too many exfoliating acids, maybe too much of a that's too astringent and not enough hydrators or moisturizers, and you can just become sensitized to the point where you put anything on your skin and it stings. I've seen this even happen with our calming toner, which is rose water, glycerin, and aloe, and even that will sting somebody with a really impaired barrier. really get into that impaired barrier, it takes a little bit more work to kind of wreck that. So this is really going to come from, using too many chemical exfoliants or using them too frequently. It can come from topical medications. It can come from some, oral medications that we're taking. It's just even like traveling, flying on a plane. It can like dehydrate your skin and put your skin all out of whack. So there's a few extra things that have to go wrong to truly impair the barrier. So having sensitized or sensitive skin is a little bit different. But any of these three scenarios would really benefit from something as gentle as the Barrier Balance Creamy Cleanser.
It is so lovely. Okay, so I have to ask you, this is the number one question we've gotten about this cleanser, is how do I choose between using Ultra Gentle Gel Cleanser and Barrier Cleanser? This is often people who have used Ultra Gentle Gel Cleanser for years. It's their holy grail, and they're not sure, okay, which one should I get now?
Yeah, I wouldn't worry too hard about it. If you love the Ultra Gentle Gel Cleanser, which I do, it's my favorite gel cleanser ever. If you love it, you don't have to worry about like, oh my God, there's a new cleanser. Is it better? Do I have to get it? You don't have to, but I highly recommend it. This is the type of cleanser that will not hurt anything. It can only help. So even if you're really married to your Ultra Gentle Gel Cleanser still, and you still want to experience this new beneficial product, this is something that you can use a couple times a week. Maybe if you're feeling a little bit drier, you can swap it out. Or for those of you who double cleanse, even with the Ultra Gentle Cleanser, if you double cleanse maybe every single night, it can get drying. So if you're someone who double cleanses, doing the Barrier Balance Creamy Cleanser first and the Ultra Gentle Gel Cleanser second, drastically cuts down on that dryness, and then you get the best of both worlds with these cleansers. But I would say if you're currently on Ultra Gentle Gel Cleanser, even if you love it, but you still kind of feel a little tight after you use it, I would highly recommend trying the Barrier Balance instead.
That's what I've been telling people as well. I feel like they just work really well together because sometimes you need something a little more foamy, something to get a little more makeup off or something like that by doing a double cleanse. So it's
Mhm.
nice to have both in their arsenal. I'm one of those. I mean, I work in skincare, so I have like 10 cleansers that
Mhm.
all have a specific purpose. They all have a different purpose. I've got my fuzzy ones, my foamy ones. I've got like just everything. So for me, I'm always like, well, there's a place for both. Like, of course, you could just get one, but there's really a place for both in an everyday skincare routine, in my opinion.
Yeah, I really love it too for maybe you're not using Ultra Gentle Gel Cleanser, maybe you're using like the Mandelic Wash or the Acne Wash. It's not really a cleanser you can double cleanse with. You can't wash your eyes with those if you have eye makeup on. So that's one of my favorite things to recommend, just having my hands on the product for months now, even though you guys
Hmm.
now got it. But being able to use that as a first cleanse paired with the Mandelic Wash or the Acne Wash, that's a game changer too.
Yeah, it's great. It's just the perfect first cleanse. I like it as my morning cleanser because I know some people like to double cleanse in the morning. I'm not a double cleanser in the morning. I don't have time for that. So
Yeah.
I love it as just like roll out of bed, use the creamy cleanser, and then my skin already feels hydrated and ready for my skincare. Just like it's making my morning routine easier.
Yeah.
I would love to hear. I know I've been seeing on the Face Reality Facebook group some different people have different creative ways that they've liked to use this so far. Do you have any little creative uses for this cleanser yet? Or maybe like off the cuff uses?
Yeah, so there's honestly, you can't go wrong with this product. It's like a Hydra Balance or a Hydra Calm. You can use this any which way and it's going to be great. But I've seen people even start mixing this with some of the scrubs.
Mm.
This is what I used to recommend back in the day when it was just Ultra Gentle Gel Cleanser. But sometimes when you're first starting a scrub, you can get a little bit too dry just because you're adding in a whole another layer of exfoliation, especially if it's like the Mandelic scrub or the acne scrub. But we were seeing acne experts actually mixing the Barrier Balance Creamy Cleanser with their scrub to kind of cut back on the scrubbiness of the scrub, kind of cut it a little
Hmm.
bit, make it just a little smoother, creamier, a little bit more luxurious. So that's been a really fun way that I've seen. We've also been doing this when we're doing a little bit more facial massage. It's a little bit more
Ooh.
luxurious cleanse. With your Ultra Gentle Gel Cleanser, it gets that nice lather to it, but it's not really a massage medium, but with this, it's so thick and it's so creamy. You can get that really nice massage in. You at home might not be massaging your face every day, but if you have time for it, it is really nice and it has a lot of, skin and health benefits for facial massage. Um, as a double cleanser, or as first step in a double cleanse has been like the number one that we've been recommending. There's just you can't go wrong with this cleanser. It's so good.
Yeah, I have to say, so something that's unique about it is, so I wasn't a huge fan of creamy cleansers before I tried this one. I have combo oily skin, so it was just like they were left a residue on my skin. They didn't feel very good. But also, as soon as you added water, it would get like the old creamy cleansers would get liquidy and just like feel like they were gone. So you had to have like dry skin. You couldn't use it in the shower. But what was so surprising about this is when you add water, like a little bit of water to your fingers, it softens, but it doesn't dissolve. So you can still really feel it on your skin, and you can just continue doing like a really nice light massage with it. It's incredibly creamy. It's like the creamiest of creamy cleansers. It sounds cheesy, but it is.
I was in the same boat too. I was like, oh, cool, creamy cleanser. Because I've never liked creamy cleansers. Because to your point, you get them wet and they kind of just disappear off of the skin,
Hmm.
or they leave like a residue. So I was very pleasantly surprised at how much I really like this cleanser.
And I've been getting that feedback too. People are like, I wasn't sure if I wanted to buy it. I don't know about creamy cleansers for acne, especially. Like, that just sounds like it wouldn't work, but it works so well. It's such a lovely cleanser. So I wanted to kind of go back into skin barriers with you. I know that a lot of our acne clients have experienced skin barriers because they're so used to using correctives and things like that. When you start to feel like you might have skin barrier issues, what are the first steps to take? What are the things that someone should change in their routine right off the bat?
Yeah, so if you are suspecting that you have skin barrier issues, you may be experiencing some sensitivity. So the products that you're currently using are all of a sudden now starting to make you flush. Maybe you even get like little hives, even redness. Your skin may just feel uncomfortable, look uncomfortable. You may be very dehydrated, very shiny, fine lines. You maybe even have like dryness and flaky skin. So if you're experiencing any of that, step number one, cut out the actives. So no more chemical exfoliants, no more BPO, no more physical scrubs. Just go very, very basic to allow your skin to heal. And this is why it's really important to work with acne experts like Celine, just to make sure that you have already a balanced routine. So there should already be a lot of hydration and moisture in your routine as an acne client. But if that is not already there, adding things like moisture balance toner, hydro balance, the grand peptide cream, or even like the hydrocom mask, just throw as much hydration at the skin as possible. That's really going to help it repair itself. And even if you are on the oily side, you still have to moisturize your skin. Part of the barrier's integrity is having enough oil in it. So including something like the grand peptide cream, those peptides are really there to help your overall skin health. So a lot of antioxidants also in that product. So it's really all about taking it slow and repairing the skin. Make sure you get to a very good foundation repaired first, and then you can start slowly introducing those actives back into your routine.
Hmm. Yep, that's great advice. Yeah, crayon peptide cream. That was like before barrier balance, that was the barrier cream. I have folks who with like very clients with very oily skin, and they swear by crayon peptide because it will fix their barrier issues, fix any kind of sensitization, and get them back onto their actives. Because that's always a bummer when you're trying to treat your acne and then you get a little sensitized. Maybe you overdid it with your scrub or something, or a too strong of a mask, and then all of a sudden you can't use your serums every day, like your Mandelic every day, and it's really frustrating. But the best thing to do is just, yeah, set them aside, give your skin a break, and then re-add in those products. And sometimes adding them a little bit slower. Like if you were using Mandelic twice a day, do once a day for a little bit, build back up to that full strength.
Yeah, that's honestly why it's a good idea for everyone to have barrier balance on hand. Like we're getting ready to go to New York this weekend, and I have like 8 more trade shows this year. So I think to every single one, I'm only going to travel with barrier balance creamy cleanser, just
Mm-hmm.
because it's so healing and soothing that anything you're experiencing, while you're in different climates or on the plane, it helps to correct that.
Yep, I'm going to New York, you as well, for a trade show this coming weekend, and I have a little travel bottle that I'm going to fill with barrier balance. Okay, so I'm not sure if there's any questions because I forgot to tell everyone to leave your questions. Oh, I see questions. So let's jump into a few questions here. Okay, Holly wants to know if you should only buy this if you have dry skin. Is this really just for dry skin?
It's really for everyone, but an extremely oily client. So I would say if you are dry, dehydrated, or even normal, that it would be suitable for you. So this is also really good for more mature skin types as well because it is so nourishing. So pretty much anyone will benefit this, except for if someone who's like really truly oily, it might feel a little bit too heavy. But outside of that, this is beneficial for everyone.
hmm I have combo oily skin, but I like to use corrective serums so that sometimes leave my skin a little bit dry, and so that's when I like having the barrier balance on hand to rotate in. I've been doing a peel series, and so barrier balance has been my best friend. And also in terms of using it for mature skin, so Gina is 60 and she absolutely loves this. She feels like it really helps plump up dehydration in her skin because when your skin is dehydrated, you can really see that crepey skin, fine lines. So this is just, it's like a major humectant. It just sucks all that moisture into your skin. So Holly also wants to know how is it different than other creamy cleansers? And I'm not sure when this question came through, so we could have kind of talked about that. But for me, it's really that it's acne safe through and through. It rinses fully clean and it just has this like thick texture that makes it really easy to work with. What about you, Alex? What do you feel like makes it different?
Everything you just said, and then really the ingredient choices, because some creamy cleansers are just creamy for the sake of being creamy, because that's more beneficial for clients with dry skin. But this is truly intended for barrier health. So I don't think I've come across any other creamy cleansers that have something like prebiotics in it. So I think this is truly, in addition to being acne safe and just feeling and looking good on the skin, the true power of the barrier support in here is very different, very unique.
hmm I will also mention that it has zero scent, like no scent at all. So it really is good for those sensitive skin types.
Yeah, no artificial fragrances, colors, anything like that.
Okay. So Aston wants to know if I'm using the Face Reality Acne Face and Body Wash, are there ways you would recommend adding this into your routine or not? I have sensitive acne prone skin.
Oh, this would be great to do a double cleanse with the acne wash, especially if you have more sensitive skin, because the acne wash is amazing, but it has that 2.5% BPO in it, so it can be drying. So this would be a great addition. If you're not double cleansing because you have like makeup on or anything like that, you could even use the barrier balance as the second cleanse to kind of calm your skin down and kind of replenish after using the acne wash.
Ooh, I like that idea. Yeah, I do feel like because I know that usually creamy cleansers are like the first step in a two-step cleanse, but this is actually really nice to finish with because it's so moisturizing and it has so many humectant properties. It just kind of like it's a nice finishing touch.
We literally sat in a room and debated this for a good hour. Just how did we want to recommend the double cleanse? So the official recommendation is how you typically would use like a creamy cleanser first. However, if you prefer using this as a second cleanse, just so like this is the last thing your skin experiences, that is totally fine too.
hmm Yeah, I feel like I'll even let this sit on my skin like while I'm in the shower, kind of like a mask because it is so hydrating. Like it's not like where if you leave a normal cleanser on your face the whole time you're showering, like you're gonna feel a little tight and weird at the end. But this is lovely.
One of the estheticians on our product development team said the same thing.
hmm It's a hack, a new way of using it, especially if you like really hot showers because the steam is
Yeah.
gonna help push that moisture into the skin without pulling all the moisture out.
Hydrocon mask is good for that too.
hmm That is very true. So yeah, Theory says she has small red bumps that have pus. Is it a type of acne? You know, it's hard to say without seeing it. I recommend writing into our estheticians, and you can even upload a picture and we can try to give you our best advice from there. So that's what I recommend because it's just hard to say without seeing your skin, a picture of your skin.
If it does turn out that you have something like a fungal folliculitis, I would say the only caveat to this, it is very emollient, so I would not recommend it for fungal folliculitis.
That's good to know.
Yeah, so I would get clear using like Ultra Gentle Gel Cleanser, Mandelic Wash, and then once the Foley has gone away, then this can be introduced. But with fungal folliculitis, you want to just avoid as many emollients as possible, and this is super emollient.
Okay, good to know. Okay, apply to dry skin, wet, or either. Wondering about using it in the shower when your face is already wet and if it disrupts the efficacy. So that's one thing I really like about this cleanser. I use it in the shower when my face is already wet and it really holds its shape. It stays really thick and creamy. So I'll let Alex chime in, but in my experience, if I'm not in the shower, I'll put it on dry skin, massage it around for not very long, just a little bit, then add water to my fingers. But in the shower, I just put it on wet skin.
Totally agree. It'll be fine either way. Usually, when I'm not, I use it in the shower too. It's totally fine. If I'm not using it in the shower, I'll put it on my fingers. I'll get my fingers a little wet and then I'll go in. But either way, it's totally fine.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Yeah, you don't have to like step out of the shower and like pat your face dry or anything like that first, because there are some cleansers out there you have to do that with. It's hard. I think we covered everything we wanted to cover with the creamy cleanser.
I think so. Yeah, I guess to sum it up, like you can't go wrong with it. It is
Mm-hmm.
so beneficial to the skin's health, and skin health is priority number one always. So you really can't go wrong with it. Even if you are happy with your cleanser, but you are tempted to try something fun and new, highly recommend it.
Yeah, like it's like having lots of tools in your toolkit. It is helpful to have, especially if you have acne and you're regularly using different correctives and things like that, because like even if it's not your product's fault, sometimes you just spend too much day in the sun the day before and then you do your normal regular routine that normally is fine and all of a sudden you're stingy and burny. It's just nice to
Mhm.
have some tools in your arsenal to whip out to keep your skin balanced, because if you only have acne wash at home and your skin gets a little sensitive, you don't have something that you can just quickly use, calm your skin down, and then jump back into your normal routine the next day.
This is one of my emergency products. I have this Hydrocalm and sulfur spot treatment on me at all times.
I think mine would be Hydrocalm and this cleanser. Hydrocalm, I love that stuff. That is my favorite nighttime moisturizer of all time.
Yeah, same.
Mm-hmm. That's good stuff. Okay, let's see. Double check. No questions came through. Oh, Tina wants to know, is it okay to use with Adipo, which Alex might not know about Adipo. So Adipo is a kind of a thicker cream that helps with building up skin density. And you could use this with Adipo. I would probably do a double cleanse with this if it's your only cleanser with Adipo, because it is kind of a thicker cream that needs to penetrate pretty well to do its thing.
Oh, that's another really good point too. If you have on like a lot of makeup, I would also recommend.
Mm.
So what I usually do is I'll cleanse with the Berry Bounce Creamy Cleanser, and then while it's still on my skin, I'll go in with a wet, clean skin club towel and I'll wipe it off, just to really help get all of my makeup off if I'm wearing a lot of it.
Yep, I do the same thing. Those clean skin club towels are super, super helpful for that. I don't know if have you tried the Supreme towels yet?
Have the Supreme, I love them.
Those Supreme towels are really nice. They're the same size, but they're thicker and they have a little bit more of a texture to them, and they're like the best thing ever to remove a cleanser when it's wet. It's really great. So, highly recommend those. Those are great. Okay,
Same.
you guys, thank you so much for tuning in. We got all the questions. Thank you, Alex, for joining us. I know we're
Thanks.
going to see you in a few months and we're going to talk about fungal acne. So
Yep.
that's going to be a really fun conversation. I will let you all know when that is going to be. It's probably going to be in a couple months away from now, probably in the summertime. A lot of people struggle with fungal acne during the summer because they're in pools and going out and doing things and sweating a lot. So it's going to be a really exciting topic when that comes around. But thank you, Alex, for joining me, and I will see you soon. Actually, I'll see you this weekend in New York
See you
City.
this weekend. Yeah. Thank you for having me. I'll see you in a couple
Of
days.
course.
Bye,
Bye.
everybody.